Hello and welcome to Optical CRM video tutorial. In this video, I will show you how you can import data into Optical CRM software. Once you are logged in to our software, on a master menu, you have a menu called Import Data. Once you click on this menu, you will get a page, Import Data from Excel. Here you can see all the history of whatever data you have imported using Excel files. You will be able to see the complete history here, and you can also see report export using this icon. And if you want to import a new data, you can click here on a start new import. There's a button here, blue color. Once you click on start new import, you will get a page. Here we have given the complete explanation, step 1, step 2, step 3, and all the rules. We will go one by one so that we can understand very clearly how you will be able to import data, existing data, into the Optical CRM software. So the step 1 is you need to download a respective templates. We have different templates for frame, for goggles, for glasses, lens, contact lens, solutions, other inventory or customer data or prescription data, because each of the template has a different columns depending on the data. Once you download these templates, you can click on any button. Like example, I'm going to download frame template. I click on import frame. So I will get a template here. This is my template. So I got the template and it has all the headings for the columns which I need to fill in. So same way, you'll be able to download all the templates from here. And second thing is you need to fill the data in the templates, in the respective templates. So I will show you that how we can fill the data into the templates by following these rules. Here we have general rules that we need to follow for each and every template. There are some specific rules for glass inventory, that is your lens inventory. We have some specific rule for the contact lens inventory. Then we have some special rules for prescription import and some special rules for your purchase import. Okay, now we'll go one by one in general rules. So the first rule is all date should be in dd/mm/yyyy format. So as you can see here, I have some customer data which I have filled in. Okay. Here are the data. I have downloaded the template and I have filled some customer details here. And as you can see in this template, we have date format for date of birth as well as for date of anniversary. Similarly, you will have date format in the purchase table like purchase date, or in the prescription template, you will have a date for your prescription date, on which date the prescription was generated. So wherever you have a date format, it should be in dd/mm/yyyy. When we talk about the date, as you can see here in my sample data, I have some dates in the correct format, whereas some date is in the correct format but year is not correct. As you can see here, it is 2nd June 1987, but it is coming just 87. So this will be an error. When you import, this particular record will not get imported because it will say invalid date format. Or if you have a date in this format, 23-07-1993, then this will also be considered as an invalid format. So our system will accept only date/month/year. So what you can do is, first thing, if your date is in this format, it's looking like this, you can right click format date. In your Excel, you can change format date for a cell and you can change it to date format, and here you will have a date format, the extended format for year. So earlier it is looking like 87, but once I select this and submit, so it is changed to 2nd June 1987. If you have the date in this format, which is in hyphen format, like date hyphen month hyphen year, then you can simply select the column or the data and you can go to find and replace all your hyphens with the slash. Simple. Just say replace all, so the replacement will be done. Once the replacement is done, you can see the date is changed. Anywhere in the system, wherever you find your date and time, the date format, you can change it in this way. Second thing is your star fields. In each and every template, we have certain data which is mandatory. Like if we go to our customer data, right, certain fields we have marked with star, like full name is compulsory, mobile number 1 is compulsory. You can see a star here. Like this, in each and every template, you will have some data which will be mandatory, which you need to enter, like your quantity or your purchase price, right? Because without that, the data import is not possible. So wherever you feel you get the star mark, then the data is very important. And the next is some special characters like comma, hyphen, inverted commas, single inverted or double inverted quotes, your square brackets or flower brackets, right? And your currency, that is your rupees or USD symbols, or percentage signs, like if you're using for tax percentage or any discount percentage, you don't need to enter the percentage sign, you can just enter only the value. So these are the characters that you need to avoid, which will throw an error when you do an import of your data. Then do not enter a new line in a cell, because it happens sometime when you're entering the data. Example here, if we take an example of a data which I have for goggles. I have some data here for goggles, and as you can see, some rows are fine, but some rows are looking more height. In this row, if you see the data, there is a place here after the Titan eyewear, there's a by mistake, there is an enter. So we removed it, now it's perfect. In this row here, in the company name, there is after by, there is an enter. So if you just take it back, then this row is also fine. Similarly here, if you see the goggles name, the sunglasses word has gone down. Because of that, there was an enter. So if such a mistake is there in your data, if there's an enter within any cell, then our system will consider it as a new row, and while importing the data, you may get errors, and you might find it difficult to import your data. So correct such errors, and then you can try to import the data. The next important thing is, since we are working on an Excel, on a CSV file, all right, we always suggest that once your data entry is complete, once your file format is ready, okay, like how we did it here for our customer data, your date of birth and everything we formatted. But after the format is complete, we always suggest that select the complete data, copy, paste, special, paste it as a text and numbers. That's it. We don't want date and time formats, we don't want formulas, right? We don't want any special characters. So we just paste it like text and numbers. So when we do this, it will make sure that we don't have any special characters. It will make sure that our date format will not change again. Once we save and open the file again, our formats will never change, because that formats are converted into a text format. So now this is no more a date. So you don't need to worry your dates, your amounts, or whatever data you have formatted, the format will not change after saving and reopening the file. Then we have the next is your barcode. So wherever we have a barcode option, right, in your inventory, like it's a frame or goggles or your contact lens or solutions, whenever you're uploading an inventory, and whether you need barcode or you don't need barcode, so you have to follow this rule in a barcode column. If you leave it empty, our system will assume that you need a unique system generated barcodes. So example, if you have done, let's say in this particular format, okay, here, all right. So if we have entered 50 quantity in the quantity column, and if we do not mention any barcode, system will generate 50 unique barcodes for this particular product, right? And if we do not want the barcodes for this 50 products, right, then we have to mention NA, that is not applicable. And if you want a common barcode, okay, like you are planning to follow this same as a barcode, the product code, that is the model number itself as a barcode, then you just need to enter that value in the barcode. The system will generate 50 barcodes, but all 50 barcodes will have the same value. So this is the rule common. So wherever you find a barcode column in all the import templates, you have to follow the same rule. If you do not want to upload inventory, but you want to create the product codes, means you want to create only the product codes in the system, but you don't want to upload any inventory, it should be zero inventory, then you can fill in the complete data. In quantity, you can mention it as 0. So system will create all the product codes for you, but it will not add any inventory, and there will be no inventory for such product codes. Then we have retail price and discount price. So in all our templates, wherever you find retail price or discount price, it is compulsory and mandatory to enter the value. You have to give the value, and if you do not want to give any value, you can enter 0. That means the system will consider that this product you are going to sell it for 0 value. But entering the value is compulsory. Now we have a specific rule for the glass inventory and for contact lens inventory. In lens, that is glass and contact lens inventory, you can upload maximum 100 products in one shot, and each product can have maximum 500 quantities. Okay, so this is a restriction because in glasses, that is lens and contact lens, the inventory is maintained power wise, and to create such a huge inventory at once, so we have a limitations for the number of quantity and the number of entries in each import. However, you can do multiple imports. You can load 3-4 different imports at the same time. Next is your lens and contact lens quantity. Okay, in our system, in Optical CRM software, we consider each piece as one product. So example, if you are getting it in a pair, that is the 2 pieces for us, for lens and contact lens. So whenever you are filling the data for lens and contact lens in inventory in the template, wherever we have mentioned quantity is nothing but you need to mention in pieces, not in pairs. And at the same time, you also have to make sure that your purchase price or your retail price or your discounted price is divided by 2 all the time. Example, if you are buying one pair at 600 rupees, for that you need to mention 2 pieces, purchase price is 300, because our system is taking everything in piece wise, not in the pair wise. So this is very important, and this is applicable for lens and contact lens, that is your glasses and the contact lens inventory whenever you are uploading. At the same time, if you are doing a purchase import, in purchase also the same rule is applicable. Then we have a prescription imports. So if you open the prescription templates here it is. So in prescription, we have first column called customer ID. So in our Optical CRM, we generate a unique customer ID for each and every customer. So if you are uploading prescription data for your existing customers, you can find out their customer ID from the customer list, and you have to place that customer ID here, so the system knows that the prescription belongs to which customer. But it's not mandatory. If you don't give a customer ID, the system will find a customer with the given mobile number, and we will automatically map it to the customer who's having the same mobile number. But in case if your database is having multiple customers with the same mobile number, then automatically the prescription will get assigned to the first customer that system finds with the same mobile number. So we always recommend that if you exactly want to map the prescription with the correct customer, then always try to give the customer ID and fill the column, so system will map the prescription with the respective customer account. Okay, and we have a where type, that is your continuous where, reading where, or distance where. So we have given a number pattern. So if you enter 1, that means it's a continuous where. If you enter 2, that means it's a reading where. And if you enter 3, that means it's a distance where. Okay, and one important thing here, the first point we have mentioned here, when you upload a prescription, always prefer to upload customer data first and then upload the prescriptions of such customers. Okay, because once the customers are there, and if you upload the prescriptions, then those prescriptions will get mapped with the respective customers easily. Then we have purchase import. This is a new import that we have added now in the system, wherein you can import all your purchases in bulk, and this will make it more easy to enter the purchase records in the system. Here we have the first thing is product type. So in your purchase template, we have product type column, that is your D column. So here you need to mention whether it is frame, it's frame number 1, and number 2 for glass, number 3 for goggles, 4 for lens, 5 for solution, and 6 for others. So you have to mention the number there in the template. Next is your product name. So product name is nothing but your model name. Okay, that is your goggles or your frame. That's the name of the product. So you don't need to mention product name as frame or lens or contact lens, because that's already a product type. So product name is usually a model name or a product name for a solution or contact lens. Like for the, let's say if we take example of the lens, it could be like Crizal Proventia. It's one of the product name of the lens. The tax ledger ID is compulsory if you are entering a tax percentage. So in your purchase import, if you are following a GST and if you are importing a purchase with a tax value and with the tax details, like as we have mentioned here, you have tax percentage, yeah, AF column, that is HSN code and tax percentage. Before that we have given tax ledger ID. So if you are following a tax percentage, you need to mention the tax ledger ID, and you can find the tax ledger ID from your accounts module in the ledgers. So you will have a separate tax ledger ID for your GST ledger, for CGST ledger, for IGST ledger, and if you are in international and you're following VAT, then you may have a ledger for VAT. So you have to go and find out the ledger ID for the respective tax, and then you have to key in that ledger ID, so that when import is happening in the system, the tax part is taken care into accounts properly in the respective ledgers. This is one of the important thing that has to be noted for purchase imports. Like when you are importing a purchase and when you are giving a purchase price, okay, this purchase price is inclusive of all taxes, and it is after a discount price. If example you have purchased a frame for 200 rupees or 200 USD, and your supplier has given a 30 rupees discount, and then there is a 10% tax on that product, so your total value would be 187 in purchase, because 200 minus 30 is 170, and 170 plus 10% is 187. So your purchase price here in the templates is always inclusive of taxes after a discount. As you're mentioning here, tax percentage 10%, our system will take care of that 187 minus that 17 and storing it separate as a tax amount. That system will take care of it. But your purchase price, you have to always mention purchase price after discount including of taxes. Once you follow these rules and your data is filled in, like how I have done it here for goggles and for customers. So let us first import the customers. Here I have my customer data. I'm going to close this file. I'll see it in my download folder. In my download folder, this is the data. I'm going to right click, open with Notepad. Okay, so the data will look like this. It's a comma separated file. So your data should look like this. It will have the first column, that is our header, but no need to worry. You don't have to do anything. Just select all. Copy. Here select the type, which is the customer data. Branch, I want to import in the first branch. Paste the entire data. This data will have the header, but nothing to worry. The system will take care of removing the first row automatically. So you don't have to do anything. Just submit this data. You'll get a warning message, because any data import you're doing in the system, it is full and final. Once the data import is done, there is no way you can take it back. You have to delete it manually, or you have to edit it manually. But if you do any mistake in data import, it cannot be reverted. So be very careful when you're entering the data into your Excel, or you're making a template data. Once you hit on confirm, the system will give a success message saying that your data is uploaded successfully. But that doesn't mean your data is in the system. It is not still uploaded. It is just been submitted. We can go back to the list. We can see here that with this reference number, customer data, we have uploaded 11 records, total 12 records, but in one record is already showing invalid here, and it is still pending. So until this record is in pending, because our server is processing all the import data twice a day, one in the 12 o'clock afternoon and one in 12 o'clock midnight. So before that time, if you want, you can remove this request of import. You can completely remove the request and nothing will get uploaded in your database. If you want to find out which one record is a mistake or what is the wrong here, you can click on this black color icon, exports, and you can export invalid record. So here when you import the invalid record, at the end we have given the column for comments. So comment will mention that okay, status is invalid and why it is invalid, found comma in the data or invalid format, or either we have found more or less columns. So now we can check what went wrong in this record. So most probably it is because of the comma. We would have entered either in address or somewhere a comma. So we can check the same record in our template. Let's see, Ramraj. Our records are here, data, customer, open with. So let's see what is wrong with this particular record. So here we have everything looks fine, number looks fine. Yeah, here it is. See, in our address we have entered one comma. Okay, so comma, because we are following a comma separated file, this comma makes everything wrong, because as for the comma, the value after the comma goes into the next column and the next column and the next column. So the entire data gets shifted towards the right. Because of that, we are not accepting any comma, and that is why this record got an error. So we can correct such records and we can again import the file into the system. Once the data is uploaded here and once it starts processing in the server, that is afternoon 12 o'clock and midnight 12 o'clock twice a day. As you can see here, now the processing is completed by the server, and here I can see that 7 records have been uploaded for the goggles, and for customer 8 records have been uploaded. Now earlier when we saw, we had 1 invalid record, but after processing the 2 more records have become invalid. Now this could be a reason because the same customer is found in the system, or could be anything else. So let us check what it is. We can click on this Excel. We will check for invalid records. We will open this in our Excel. 3 records are invalid. We know about this 1 record because of the comma. It was invalid when we uploaded. At that time only we got a invalid. But these 2 records, why it went invalid, we can check here. Invalid, invalid. Invalid format of date of birth and invalid format of anniversary. So these 2 records went invalid because of the wrong date of birth and wrong date of anniversary. So this is something which you have to make sure that your data is in a correct format. Otherwise you can correct the data and again upload the invalid records. So whatever records you get invalid, you can just process those records, correct the mistakes and upload it. Now let us also verify once it is uploaded whether we are able to see it in the software properly. So we will see the customer data. We'll go to customer and we'll check customer list. Right. So here you can see the data that is uploaded. So you can see all the data is uploaded here, which we have uploaded to an Excel file. Thanks for watching this tutorial.